saving money. I have been a spend it girl. I don't know what overcame me. It's something about like when summertime hits.
Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am really excited to get into this monthly reflection for the month of May. If you have been keeping up with my content, you all know I love the Simplified 12-week year, and more specifically this time I was a little bit worried about my 12-week year and being consistent and maintaining my routines because I was going to be traveling so much during the month of May. So at this point we have about 3 to 4 weeks left in my spring 12-week year, but I wanted to pop on, do an update for you as I also do a reflection on the month of May. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name is Amber. I am a holistic lifestyle coach and I love to share productivity tips, personal growth, and everything in between. So if you like that, definitely subscribe to the channel. Okay, so if I'm just jumping in with an initial reflection, I feel like May was a very good month in a lot of ways, but May was also a big month of realizations for me, especially in relation to my health. So I was recommended by a friend to go see an integrative medicine doctor, and I'm really glad that I did. I just struggle overall with energy, fatigue. I feel like I'm always exhausted, and I knew that I was gaining weight, but I didn't realize how severe and how quickly it was happening. So I went to the doctor and got some really good information. I'm still waiting on my lab results to come back, but I had a really great conversation with her. So the next 12-week year that I'm going to be doing to kick off the summer is really going to be focused on my health and wellness goals to figure out exactly what's going on, what's causing the weight gain, what's causing the fatigue, and kind of redirect and get myself back on track. So I'm glad that I took that first step to just kind of figure out what was really happening with myself and with my body, and I feel confident going into the next few months with a generalized plan of how to make sure that I can be my happiest and my healthiest overall. So that's kind of the biggest takeaway that I've had this month. Also this month I have traveled a lot. I got to go to Mexico. I also just got back from Washington State and Portland, Oregon. We do eventually want to move out of state, so it's kind of nice to be able to travel to like these places domestically, see what the vibes are, see kind of where we would want to live kind of in the next couple of years or so. So if you live in a different state, definitely like drop some pros and cons if there are any of the area where you're living, and help me kind of just decide like where to go next in order to continue this journey and figure out where our lives will take us within the next couple of years. All right, so that was kind of like the overall reflection of the month. Really good things, but also some things that I'm like, okay, look, I need to really get it into gear and be focused and maintain consistency. I feel like that has been my biggest issue throughout this entire year. Like I've never felt like I got settled in and just back into my routines, especially since we were moving. We just had a lot going on at the end of last year, beginning of this year. I've just been running and adding without taking time to step back and really assess my life and figure out what's going on. So I have a couple weeks off coming up, and that's literally what I'm doing. I'm not traveling. I'm not going to be filming a ton of content. Like I just need to take a moment to reset, figure out what I want to do with my life in general, and make a new weekly schedule so that I can get back into those consistent routines. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into my Simplified 12-week year update with how things have been going. I did use the Pimbio app to track my 12-week year this time. I'll make sure that I link it below, and then I'll also put a little card up here kind of explaining what Pimbio is, why I love it so much, why it's so helpful for productivity and time management as well. So you can check out that tutorial video that I already created. But I took a little screenshot of kind of where I was in the app with tracking everything, and I just kind of wanted to go over each of the categories, the goal that I set, and give y'all a little bit of an update and hopefully some inspiration and hopefully some motivation as well for what you can do when you are trying to set some goals, when you're trying to be consistent, because I get it, I'm in it with you, and we just have to figure out what works for us, literally. So the first category that I had, this was like a new category that I swapped in this time, but it was self-care. And the reason that I swapped it in was because I felt like I was not really taking care of myself. I was not pouring into myself. I was not being diligent in maintaining myself. I was not being diligent in making sure that I wasn't getting burned out. So I'm like, look, let me make this a category for my Simplified 12-week year and see how it goes. So for self-care, my goal was to schedule time for self-care each week. I am such a calendar girl. Like, if it's on the calendar, it's not gonna happen. So I figured putting self-care on the calendar would be something that was helpful for me, and it actually was. Every single week, I've been kind of deciding what do I want to do for self-care this week. And it's been a range. Like, sometimes it's like a focus on skincare or like doing a body scrub, or other times it is something to do with cooking a new exciting meal, or maybe cooking my favorite meal. Also, I've been doing a lot of shopping, which we're gonna reel that back in because the bank account is like, Amber, what are you doing? But shopping is also a form of self-care for me. Like, I feel like it's very fun and very re-energizing. And I've been home shopping, so I've also just been like feeling very inspired. Also, side note about the home situation. So it's almost done, which is really exciting. I'm feeling like a lot more settled and comfortable in our new home. But I decided to kind of take you all along on the journey with me. So I filmed the entire process from selling our last house to buying this house, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and I have started sharing that on a separate Instagram page. It's called Modern Classic Home and Lifestyle, and I kind of love it. Like, I'm just really into the home vibes right now and wanting to share all of that with you. So if you want to see the moving series, see my journey, see kind of the home decor and everything, I am going to do an office tour. It is still coming to the YouTube channel. But in the meantime, if you love home content, pop on over to my modern, oh Lord, what's my name? It's long. Modern Lifestyle Home, no. Modern Home Lifestyle, oh my gosh, Modern Classic Home and Lifestyle. I need to write this down somewhere. I will link it below and you can check me out on Instagram for the home content. But anyways, circling back to talking about self-care, scheduling those things in has been very, very helpful. And I feel like it's also been very, very beneficial for me because it's like, no, this is non-negotiable. This is the time where I am focused on self-care. This is the time where I'm focused on doing something for myself and being very intentional about it. And I feel like that has impacted me really, really greatly because now I'm like, okay, I see how much better I'm doing, how much I am thriving, how much more availability and energy I have when I set aside this time for self-care. And so really making that a priority in my life over these past few weeks has been something that I've really enjoyed. Next up, we've got the personal growth category, which honestly, this is the one where I have done the absolute worst. I've probably picked this book up maybe 2 times over the past 8 or 9 weeks or so. So my goal was to get into the pivot year like from day one, read a blurb from the pivot year and kind of do a little 5-minute journal situation on that blurb every single day. That has not happened. Partially because I did join a book club for the first time. It was really great. We read this book called We Were Liars. Definitely a twist ending, but it was captivating. And so when I traveled, I always took Matt with me, and I didn't take the pivot year with me. Like, it's literally sitting here staring at me, and I did not get into it. So I'm probably going to recycle that goal for my upcoming 12-week year because I really do want to get into that book. I want to focus on personal development, personal growth for myself, but also like because I am a life coach, I am a wellness coach, I am someone who creates content about those topics on different social media platforms. And so I feel like going through that journey myself and being as informed as possible is really important. However, for some reason, I just did not make it a priority this time around. So I kind of want to assess like why that was and then really get back into it because I am excited about it. It is the Pivot Year by Brianne West. If you have read it, definitely comment below and let me know what you gained from it. Maybe that'll be like a little bit of inspiration for me to kind of get back into it. But that is something I'm going to recycle for the next time around because it just did not happen. Next up, the finance goal. Okay, so I told y'all I've been shopping a lot. The goal was to save $1,000 every single month. Y'all, that has not happened. Like, I mean, I've saved like a little, but I have not been saving money. I have been a spend it girl. I don't know what overcame me. It's something about like when summertime hits, I just want to be outside, which is crazy because it's hot. But like I want to be outside briefly leading into a store. And then also like the online shopping, I don't know what has overtaken me, but I'm like, oh, I want to finish this house or I want new clothes, which honestly, because of the weight situation, I wanted new clothes. And I'm like, no. We're not doing that. We're not just going to continue to buy clothes. We're going to figure out what's going on, which thankfully we have started that process. But I have not had the best self-control, which honest self-examination, I gotta be honest with myself, figure out what the deal is, what's going on, and what's causing me to be so into buying. I'm actually creating a video. I think I have it scheduled for either later this month or for the beginning of next month. That's all about like stopping over consuming, how to fix your budget for good. And like, yes, I am like within my budget and all those kinds of things. But if I set the savings goal for myself, I shouldn't be spending the money that I set up for savings. I have to like really think about the bigger picture. What am I saving for? How is saving going to impact my life? What is the motivation? What is the reason? What is my why? So that I don't just see something and I'm like, oh, that's cute, like let me go ahead and buy it. So honestly, when I film that video, it's gonna be kind of like a little refresh for myself because I've got to get back into like my healthy habits with like sticking to a budget, maintaining it, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we are, y'all, these numbers. 2 didn't work out. 2 out of 3 have not gone well for this 12-week year. Let's get into the last 2 categories and see how that's been going. All right, so now we have my health, wellness, fitness goal, which was to take my thyroid medicine every single day. That has gone pretty well. Honestly, even with travel, so I have like this cute little Amazon pill holder that I put on my desk, and it has my thyroid medicine in there, also like my gut vitamins, my B12, my vitamin D, all that kind of stuff. And so it's right there on my desk every single day, so I know at some point throughout the day I'm going to take it. And then also like it's already in like a little travel container, so it was very easy for me to just bring it with me when I was going on vacation and trips and stuff like that. So I will say I have done very well with that, and partially because also I was seeing that integrative medicine doctor and I wanted my levels to be accurate. Like, what are my thyroid levels when I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing and taking my medication on a regular basis? So I will say I am proud of myself for that one. I don't really feel any different, so I don't know if it's working, hence the doctor. But at least I feel like pretty good with like the system that I've created for that. So if you are struggling with taking your vitamins or your medicine, put it somewhere where you're gonna be every single day. For me, that's my desk. I'm looking at my computer doing some type of work. And so having my medicine in a cute little aesthetic pill container right there on my desk, it blends in, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that shouldn't be there. It's not for work. Let me open it and let me take my medicine. So it's just a little hack to kind of be more consistent with taking your medicine, taking your vitamins, or whatever it is that you need to try to get to optimal health. And lastly, the home goal. Okay, I'm like a little bit relieved. I'm like, oh, this was not going well. I was only accomplishing 1 out of 3, but it looks like so far we've gotten the self-care goal went well, the health, wellness, and fitness goal went well, and then also the home goal went well. So we're 3 out of 5. But the home goal was to complete the guest room. We've actually already had a guest in the guest room, so that has been very, very good. We got the bed set up. Also, we got a mattress off of Amazon. It was looking like real flat and real cheap initially, but I went to sleep and was like, please just grow in the morning. And it did. It fully inflated, and it's actually very, very comfortable. So I feel like really good about the guest bedroom. I got like new towels for the guest bathroom and everything, just to create like a really nice experience for our guests when they come. And I was also kind of using that room as like my packing room because I have like my rolling garment rack in there and like the extra space. So it was nice to be able to just like lay all my clothes out, part for the trip, pack, and have the room to be able to do that in and not have to have my clothes like strewn throughout the house. But the guest bedroom, I will say, is pretty much done. I'm like, part of me wants some more artwork, but I also don't want to overdo it. So I feel like it's in a good place. It's comfortable. There's a nice mirror. There's a place for them to hang their clothes. And it's a pretty good overall guest room. So I think our guest was happy. And I think that future guests will be happy in that room as well. And also I am happy because that was the last like bedroom that needed to get done. And that again makes me feel just more settled and more lived in the house and not like there's so much left over to do. And then also help with the finance goal because I'm not going to be shopping looking for stuff for the guest bedroom because it's finished and it's ready to roll. So that is where I'm at. That's the update on my simplified 12-week year that I kicked off in the spring. It's going to be ending close to the first week in summer. So I do feel like I definitely have a lot of room to grow as far as my finance goal and my personal growth goal, but everything else I'm feeling pretty good about. But it was good for me to just to kind of sit down and be very reflective of like, why did I set these goals for myself? how is it going to impact my life, and why is it important for me to actually follow through with them. So if you are very similar to me at this point in your life and just kind of struggling with the consistency, the discipline, and the follow through, I hope that this video was a motivation for you. I tried to share some tips on things that are going well and what has made them stick and made them work for me, but also just showing you like I am someone who literally works in the personal development space, and sometimes it's really difficult. So just sitting down, reflecting, and reevaluating, refocusing is maybe all you need in order to get back on track and to continue to work toward your goals. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Again, if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, join the community, and comment below how you're doing with your 12-week year, if you're thinking about starting a 12-week year, or if you just really enjoyed this video and wanted to share something in the comment section. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Affirmations with Amber.